Every batch is matched with delivery papers and traceability records before unloading begins. The loaded truck is weighed to record the exact quantity of fresh peaches delivered.
Before unloading, the condition of crates and packaging is checked to ensure the fruit has been safely transported.
Once approved, the crates are carefully unloaded and moved into the intake zone. Inside the intake zone, each batch of peaches is staged and clearly identified before processing.
Each pallet is scanned and registered, creating a full digital trace from orchard to finished puree. Only the selected high-quality peaches move forward into the washing system.
The selected peaches enter a pre-wash tank, where fresh water begins removing dust and surface impurities. Rotating paddles keep the peaches moving, preventing bruising while lifting away loose dirt.
Powerful spray bars rinse the fruit, washing away remaining soil and dust from every angle.
Debris and foam are continuously skimmed away, keeping the wash water fresh and effective. Freshly rinsed peaches leave the pre-wash system, ready for the next step toward becoming premium peach puree.
The blanching system is brought up to precise temperature so the peach skins can be loosened without cooking the flesh.
The washed peaches are gently guided into a controlled steam tunnel, where heat softens the skin in just a few moments. A precisely timed burst of heat loosens the peach skins while keeping the flesh tender and intact.
A cold water bath stops the heating process and helps the softened skins separate cleanly from the peach flesh.
As the peaches cool, their skins gently loosen, ready to be removed without damaging the tender fruit beneath.
The peaches gently pass through a peeling drum, where softened skins are rubbed away with minimal damage to the flesh. The peaches emerge from peeling with their skins removed, revealing smooth, clean fruit ready for trimming.
A gentle final rinse removes any remaining traces of peel and prepares the fruit for precise trimming.
The peeled peaches arrive at trimming stations, where skilled hands refine each piece to meet premium quality standards.
Stem and blossom ends are carefully removed so that only the clean, usable portions of the peach remain.
Now fully trimmed, the peaches move as a uniform stream toward the cutting and pitting system.
Mechanical guides gently position each peach so it can be sliced accurately along the natural seam.
Sharp, food-grade blades follow the peach's natural seam, creating clean, even halves for efficient pitting.
In one smooth motion, the machine removes the pits, leaving clean halves of peach flesh for the puree.
The removed peach pits are collected separately, ensuring that only pure fruit flesh moves forward in the process.
What remains are clean, pit-free peach halves, ready to be cut into smaller pieces for smooth puree. The pit-free halves are cut into uniform chunks,
making it easier to create a consistent, smooth puree.
The freshly cut peach pieces gather in a hopper, waiting to be transformed into a fine, silky puree.
From the hopper, the peach pieces are gently fed into the pulping machine, where they'll be transformed into a smooth puree.
Inside the pulper, stainless steel blades gently break down the fruit into a uniform, velvety mass. The crushed fruit emerges as a thick, golden peach puree, ready to be collected and refined. In a stainless steel tank, the fresh puree is gently mixed to ensure a smooth, even texture throughout the batch. Samples are taken from the tank to check sweetness and acidity, ensuring the puree matches the product specification.
If needed, purified water or concentrate is carefully dosed into the tank, so every batch hits the same balanced flavor. From the blending tank, the standardized puree is gently pumped toward a filtration line that refines its texture. A first coarse filter removes any remaining larger particles, preparing the puree for fine polishing. A fine polishing filter or decanter turns the peach puree into an exceptionally smooth, seed-free base. The pasteurizer is brought up to its exact operating temperature to safely treat the puree while protecting its fresh flavor. The peach puree passes through a sanitary heat exchanger, quickly reaching the temperature needed to neutralize harmful microbes.
A precisely calculated holding tube keeps the hot puree at the right temperature for just long enough to guarantee safety.
If time or temperature ever fall below the set point, an automatic valve diverts the puree back to be reheated, protecting every batch. A vacuum deaeration tank removes dissolved air and tiny bubbles, protecting color, flavor, and shelf life.
Under vacuum, tiny air bubbles rise and vanish, leaving a glossy, stable peach puree ready for final checks.
Once all test results are in spec, the batch is officially released and cleared to move to the filling line. The approved peach puree is pumped from storage to a balance tank that feeds the filling machine at a steady, controlled rate. A balance tank above the filler keeps a constant head of product, helping every jar or bottle receive the same amount of puree. Before filling begins, the entire product path and filling heads are cleaned and sterilized to protect the puree from contamination. Pallets of empty glass jars are automatically depalletized and fed into the line in a steady, continuous stream. The empty jars travel in a precise, single-file line so that each one can be cleaned and sterilized before filling.
Each jar is rinsed and blown out with clean air, removing any last traces of dust before sterilization.
A dedicated sterilization step ensures that every jar is microbiologically safe before it ever meets the puree. Multiple heads fill each jar with the same creamy peach puree, creating a consistent, premium product every time.
An inline checkweigher verifies the net weight of each jar, automatically rejecting any that fall outside the tight tolerance range.
A gentle steam jet treats the headspace of each jar, helping to create the right vacuum and protect the puree's freshness.
Metal caps are sorted, oriented, and sterilized, so they can be applied to each jar without introducing contamination.
Each jar receives a carefully tightened cap, sealing in the pasteurized puree and locking out the outside world.
The sealed jars now pass into a cooling tunnel that gently brings them down to safe storage temperature.
As the jars travel through the tunnel, they are gently cooled, stabilizing the product and protecting its quality.
After cooling, the jars leave the tunnel in perfect condition, ready to be marked with their production date and batch code. An inkjet printer applies the production date and batch code, giving every jar a unique, traceable identity.
A vision system checks that every jar carries a clear, complete code before it can move on.
Any jar with a missing or unreadable code is automatically diverted, so only correctly coded product continues toward labeling.
Fresh label rolls are loaded and threaded through the machine, ready to dress each jar in its premium peach puree identity.
The labeler wraps each jar with a clean, precisely placed front label that communicates its premium quality.
Back labels provide ingredients, nutrition, and safe use information, completing the jar's transparent story.
Soft wrap belts press each label smoothly onto the glass, eliminating bubbles and wrinkles for a premium look. Cameras verify that each label is straight, present, and in the correct position before the product is allowed to proceed. Passing through a controlled heat tunnel, each band shrinks snugly around the cap, making any tampering immediately visible.
Tamper bands are checked to ensure they are complete, tight, and unbroken on every jar.
An inline metal detector adds another safety layer, ensuring no stray metal particles can reach the consumer.
Only jars that pass every inspection step are allowed to flow forward into the case packing area.
Flat carton blanks are automatically erected into strong, open cases ready to receive rows of peach puree jars. On the case packer, jars are gently grouped into precise patterns that match the size and capacity of each shipping case.
The grouped jars slide smoothly into each open carton, protected from impact by careful mechanical control.
Orders are picked on a strict first-in, first-out basis, so the oldest compliant batches are always shipped first.
Picked pallets are grouped in the dispatch area, each lane representing a specific customer order or route, ready for loading. A clean, temperature-appropriate truck backs to the dock, forming the final link between the factory and the customer. Pallets are loaded carefully into the truck, arranged to make full use of the space while keeping every load stable and secure.
Once the trailer is full, the load is secured with bars and straps, so the pallets stay firmly in place throughout the journey.
The doors are closed and sealed, and the paperwork is signed, tying this shipment to its batch records and destination. From the factory, the peach puree travels to a regional hub, where it's prepared for delivery to stores and food service customers. Automated systems store each pallet in a precise rack location, tracking every batch for rapid, accurate order picking.
Mixed orders are loaded into smaller route trucks that will bring the finished product directly to shops, cafe, and kitchens. In the stockroom, cartons are opened and the individual jars are staged on carts, ready to move onto the shelf.
On the sales floor, the jars are faced neatly, creating a bright block of color that draws the shopper's eye.
Presented together on the shelf, the jars showcase their natural color and clarity, signaling a high-end, carefully crafted peach puree.
Inside, the puree is velvety and smooth, ready to add a burst of peach flavor wherever it's used.
The puree flows in a bright ribbon, turning a simple bowl of yogurt or ice cream into a fragrant, fruity dessert.
From breakfast bowls to evening desserts and drinks, a single jar of puree unlocks a whole table of possibilities.
From these sun-warmed peaches, carefully grown and harvested, the journey to smooth, high-end puree begins.
From orchard sunlight to the spoon in your hand, every step in the journey is designed to protect the true taste of fresh peach in a high-end puree.